Hey everyone, I hope you've been enjoying the latest update and the new night mode that's come out in the game. I personally have been enjoying all the music inside the cemetery, all the candles there, and as well as the op changes that they actually fixed so it hits in the middle of the scope. After sitting in the cemetery so long though, and surrounded by all these gravestones, I came to the realization that I need to teach you guys all about the most important aspect of Population 1, which is survival. Numerous times I've been in situations where I definitely should have died, and I followed some simple rules that helped keep me alive and get me out. This video will be going over a couple of the beginner rules for you to get started with, and to give you some time to practice with a more advanced video on the way in the future. If you guys like this video and want to be notified about the next one when it comes out, or want to see any of the other videos I've made, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as it helps out my channel a ton and will give you a notification anytime I post a video or tutorial. Take into account as well that a lot of these tips can be used in just about any battle royale or other game that you might play online. A lot of these will work for Apex, for Warzone, so while you're watching this video, think of how they might apply to those other games as well. Without further ado, here are my 5 beginner survival tips for Population 1. Tip number 1, shields. I decided to throw this one in not to educate you guys what shields are, but to educate you on things you should be aiming for, especially since the op changes make losing the majority of your HP bar instantly possible. Having shields in this game is the difference from being able to run around the map and being able to react by being shot at with builds to getting one shot in the mouth by a sniper. Even having one shield at the start of the game is the difference between an AK needing 4 shots to kill you in the head and a 1-star Seiko being able to shoot you 1 time in the head, to needing 5 shots to die from the AK and at least 2 shots from the 1-star Seiko. In general, always be trying to pick up shields if you are not at max. The minimum amount of total health and shields you should be aiming for before a fight should be 100 HP and 65 shields. The most damage a grenade can cause is 150, and the highest damage a gold op can hit you in the mouth for is 164. Having a total of at least 165 HP and shields could be the difference between a one-shot kill and getting another chance. If you recently got into a fight, or just wiped a team, make sure to try to restock your HP and shields if you can before trying to fight another. Trying to start every fight with 200 HP will drastically change how often you live in your fights. If you are at max shields and health, keep track of extra shield batteries or bananas you pass, so that you can backtrack to them and either regain your health or pick up the shields and fake out the enemy. Number 2, always check where you're landing. I see way too many people flying without looking around. After dropping out of a pod, or if you decide to hot drop, take a look in the sky even just briefly to see if someone is flying above you. If they are, you might net yourself an easy kill. When hot dropping, this is also good for being able to identify which directions you will need to be worried about and where you could move towards. Make sure that if you did see other people land near you, that you do not use too much of your ammo shooting people out of the sky. You might need some of that ammo for actually defending yourself against the other teams. When you are flying, if you want to take a look around but do not want to lose your trajectory, put your arms down just for a moment so you will fall nearly straight down and give yourself the chance to look around. I would also advise every once in a while to look up, even when just walking on the ground. You might find someone trying to fly way above you or even skybasing, and you could ruin their strategy. Number 3, noise. Sound in this game is incredibly vital for being able to locate and react to enemies. Footsteps can be heard from quite far away, and even something like swapping a gun or gripping a wall can make noise. I have gotten kills before just from the smallest indicator that someone was around because I thought I heard someone take out their gun or grip a wall, or even just a single footstep. Defibrillators for reses cause a lot of noise as well, so keep your ears open for that, but be careful that they are not trying to bait you in with a fake res and kill you. Flying makes a lot of noise, so be aware if you are trying to drop on someone that you aren't being too obvious. Putting your arms down and free falling most of the way to the ground will help prevent the flying noise until it is too late for your enemy. If you are trying to hide or wait until a couple of enemies pass, make sure you do not pull out your gun or even grip a wall. Just try to stand completely still. Number 4, movement. Ground speed in this game can be pretty slow sometimes, so try to make sure you are flying as much as possible when you are searching for loot and teams once you are geared. While flying is the fastest, be careful about being in the air as it really limits your movement options and you are unable to build unless you are close to a wall. When flying and getting shot at, make sure to move back and forth to try to avoid any bullets coming at you. It can also be a good idea to just sway back and forth even when flying normally time to time, just on the off chance that an op is aiming at you. You might get lucky. It's also good practice. Try to mix up swaying side to side or even turning around, and lowering your arms to increase your drop speed. While standing still and trying to take shots at someone, try to make sure you are moving back and forth as well. This will make you a much harder target to hit if a sniper is zeroed in on your head. Number 5. Don't be afraid of the first couple of zones. The starting zone will only deal about 1 damage every second or so to you, which means you can survive at full HP for over a minute outside of it. If you are in a rough situation and need to try to escape, or even if you just need more loot, don't be afraid to walk around in the zone. If the area has not been looted yet, you'll most likely find a banana or a soda while looking around that will counter how much damage the zone has done to you. Drinking a soda while in the zone will easily combat the first zone and the second zone damage while standing outside of it. The later in the game you get, the more damage the zone does, so be aware of the increase, but definitely do not be afraid. Be aware that the zone does direct health damage, so it won't touch your shield, but if you are low on health, it could kill you, so be careful. Alright, putting all the tips into a summary for you. Number 1, manage your shields. Always try to be aware of your shields. When possible, try to aim for a minimum of 165. Number 2, check your drop location. Look around when you are landing to get a plan of where people are and if you need to be ready for a fight. 3, be aware of noise and how much noise you may be making. If you aren't sure you heard something, I'd always advise assuming that you did and double checking. If anything, you might get lucky. Number 4, movement options. Flying to get around and loot quickly, and staying grounded for fights so you can build and change direction quickly. Number 5, do not fear the starting zones. They might have just what you need inside of them. Trying to work on all of these steps, or at least being aware of them, will drastically change how often you can survive. Remember that you can technically win games with 0 kills. Battle Royales are not a game of killing, but a game of survival. As I said earlier, many of these tips can be applied to games like Apex and Warzone as well, so give them a shot in other mediums if you are more familiar with those ones. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll catch everyone out in the city. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more VR and Pop 1 content, then hit the subscribe button. I'll be streaming live on Twitch for a couple hours after this video goes up. Catch you guys there.